obviously a very tough, hard-fought game, and this is what the NBA is now. It's these slugfests almost every night. So after a great start, Orlando made a great run. Halftime, we talked about some things that needed to change, and in the second half, we did a much better job, and we're able to close it down the stretch. Tyrese hit a huge shot. We had really great contributions from our bench. Jarace Walker tonight, this was certainly a tremendous performance by him. He earned all the minutes. Shot making was great. He rebounded. He defended their best players. He had a big block at the end of one quarter. There was a real momentum play. And so there's nothing like, heat of the moment, big time intensity, to really learn what it's all about. And he really responded great.
What kind of progress have you seen from Jarace offensively, even just in the short time this season? It feels like he's already looking more comfortable on that end of the floor.
Yeah, his growth is exponential. He's gotten better in all areas. He's driving the ball more effectively. He shoots it well, and he's mixing in an aggressive to-score game to go with his passing game. He's an elite passer and has great vision. And in the NBA, he's probably in the top 5 or 10% just in terms of court vision. But in the NBA, you must be a threat to score for your passing to be really effective. Otherwise, they'll just kind of play off you and kind of fake at you. So he's striking the right balance there. And, I give him credit. Coming into this season, we talked to him a lot about, the mindset that you have to have as a young player that is looking to get into the rotation. He's going to get some minutes. You just don't know when. Navigating the ups and downs. Navigating the highs as well as the lows. The highs can be a little maddening too. Because everybody feels good when they have a great performance. So keeping an edge, and he's done a great job. Because he's had other good games too.
What were the important adjustments in kind of solving that zone that gave you guys some trouble in the second quarter?
Well, get more stops is one. The other is to be more aggressive. Pretty simple. We got passive, and you get passive and start playing a lateral around the perimeter game and taking shots late in the clock against this team. This is the top 2 or 3 defensive team in the entire league. You look out there, you're looking for a weak defender. You can't find one. It's really tough, and they're building their team the right way. And so we've got to keep our personality with who we are, and we got to keep developing more grit. These games are coming down to loose balls and rebounds and plays like that. And we were gritty in the last 5-6 minutes of this game, and that was the difference.
You obviously mentioned Jarace. TJ was also 7 of 7. Your bench guys in general were 18 of 20. Obviously, you've had to shake that group up because of the injuries. It's a different unit, and you've got 4 guys coming off. But what's impressed you about how those guys have developed chemistry and figured out how to work together in a short period?
Well, they were great tonight. And the things that they're doing well are obvious. It's energy up the floor. It's full court pickup. It's ball movement. It's paint attacks. The shot making, is great. When it's working. So we need those guys. We need our depth. That's a big part of who we are. But tonight's game's over. Now we've fought ourselves out of a pretty significant hole, and where do we take it from here? That's the next question. The game Friday in Charlotte is another minefield of a game. It's just a bunch of young guys going hard and jacking up threes and crashing the boards, and it's going to be another real test. And so I'm happy for the guys that we pulled this out. We can enjoy it for a little while, and then we got to get ready for the next one.
You mentioned Tyrese hitting that big shot. I mean, it seemed like he was seemed a little off in the first half. Obviously, goes 5 of 7 in the second half, 12 points. Just what did you like? What did he kind of have to work through there to kind of just sort of
Well, they got,
get in the
they
groove
got.
there?
I mean,
What'd
they
you
got.
think in the second half.
They got great defenders. He's got a great defender guarding him every single night. I mean, he's got the best defender on the other team, the best perimeter defender at least. And so, that's tough sledding. And at the other end of the floor, they're making him work. And so, it's a lot to navigate. And I thought again tonight, he just did a great job of, just staying with it. He made a couple of really great defensive plays at the end of the game. His guy didn't score in the second half. That was a huge part of us being able to win. And, a couple of key shots. I mean, that little floater he hit on the baseline, there was a, 1 or 2 point game there. And then, the big three at the end was the key shot. So, you build a lead in the first half. You always hope it holds up and you can cruise, but it's rare that it happens that way in today's NBA.
Last one, Ben Mathurin, 11 rebounds. Obviously, go to the 20 points, got to the line a bunch. But I mean, just how bigger was that piece for him? You guys lost the rebound about it by a little, but 11.
Yeah, I mean, but this is where Ben Mathurin's picked up his game in a big way. The rebounding tonight, and 3 days ago we had a practice in Dallas, and Lloyd and I talked to Miles about, just making 10 rebounds a target every single night. Go get 10 rebounds. I mean, when that happens, a lot of good things flow for our team and him. And tonight, he had 10. In the Dallas game, he really had 12. There was one that got knocked out of his hand, so he only got credit for 11. And then he had 3 plays where he tipped it out, and we got second chances. So, I mean, he's involved in 15 positive possessions on rebounding alone in the Dallas game. Tonight he was really effective again, and so that's just got to be a focus for him, for Ben, for all of our guys. I mean, possession of the ball, it's a big deal in the NBA.
I feel like it's being more intentional, being more aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like defense always have my mind made up that, I'm going to play 100%, but I feel like just being more intentional on offense, just trying to get myself more involved on that side.
We've heard from a lot of your teammates about them talking to you about waiting for your turn, and then tonight to have Miles say what he did about you on the court, Pascal to come up and hug you. What has all those encouraging moments meant along the way for you?
It's just love, because, they've been with me every step of the way, the ups and downs. Last season was tough for me, and they were in my ear every single day. So for them to still be there by my side throughout everything is big time.
Now that you're playing every night, what kind of progress have you felt, even from the first game of the season until now this year?
Just comfortability, like just being more comfortable on both sides of the ball, the sets, the offense, knowing what defenses we're in, and then just starting to have fun with it. Just not taking it for granted as well, because I know it's the NBA, so it could ups are ups and downs are downs. So just trying to not take any night for granted.
Ben, 14 is the most free throw attempts you've taken in a game in your career.
In my career?
Yeah, the league was supposed to be more physical, harder to do that. You have had no trouble this year. Why do you think you've been able to still be able to do that with the way the league has changed in officiating and physicality?
Just going out there and being myself, just trying to finish, and, they found me. So, I don't have a mindset, expecting to get a call and just go to the rim and, trying to finish.
Obviously, 11 rebounds tonight. I know that's something you feel like you've been coming along with, but just how good is it to see those numbers tick up? Basically, you had a couple games in a row where you've been able to get a lot done on the glass.
To be honest, I just feel like it's knowing personnel. Like if you play against New York, that Josh Hart is crashing. Just knowing personnel and just trying to help my bigs. Miles having big matchups, he has to take him out, so I get the rebound.
Jarace, obviously the bench has had to shake up a little bit just with the injuries and everything. I think you guys were 18 of 20 as a group today. What just allowed you guys to just kind of create the kind of chemistry that you had? Obviously, TJ was finding you for a lot of those shots. Just what all is sort of clicking among you guys as a group?
We've always had chemistry. I feel like that was never the issue. I feel like it was just a real efficient night. We took great shots. We found the right person, found the high hand when they were open, and then we were ready to shoot when we were open. So I feel like just that chemistry and that camaraderie that we have as a unit played off tonight.
You talked about just being, feel like you're always giving all out on defense. I know we talk about this side of the ball a lot, but where are you seeing the biggest strides? You obviously had to take on some big time players tonight. Where do you feel like you showed progress there?
Completely honest, I feel like tonight wasn't my best defensive night, but I feel like just continuing to take leaps and I'm gonna watch a lot of film and just continue to grow on that side. But just continue to focus on and work on just pressing up on defense, pick and roll defense, and obviously one-on-one. So I feel like I'll continue to grow on that side as well.
Ben, just what's impressed you about him and the development that Jarace has made?
Man, he's come a long way. For real. Nah, I mean, it's from the summer as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I told him, you don't see a lot of minutes right now. You got to keep working. And he's been doing that. He's been in the gym with me every time I go to the gym, he's over here. So, I'm really proud, but I don't want to give him too much now. He's gonna feel himself. But he's come a long way, and he also has a long way to go. So.
I think we're doing a good job getting stops, but I think that we're putting a lot of pressure on our defense because we haven't been able to close games offensively. And I feel like every game that we won, we hit a big shot towards the end, but we just got to do a better job of executing down the stretch. But defense has picked it up, kept us alive, and eventually we hit one, and then that closed the game for us.
Do you feel like you're seeing progress, though, in these late game execution situations?
For sure. I mean, if we win them, then yeah. I mean, I think that's where growth has to come for us is, being able to figure out how to close games. You think back to the Boston game, obviously that's not an ideal way to close a game, but we do it and we win, and that's all that matters. I think tonight's probably the same way. It's not ideal necessarily. We probably could have some better offensive execution down the stretch, but figure out a way to win, so you take it.
Your bench is always a positive for you. 18 of 20, though, those are kind of video game numbers. What did you see from that group? How important were they here tonight?
Man, just keeping it simple and just playing the right way. We keep talking about our depth, and obviously with some guys down, we need other guys to step up, and guys doing it in a big way. Really proud of Jarace Walker and his performance tonight. I told him even if he didn't shoot the ball as well as he did today, I thought he was amazing defensively, getting his hands on basketballs, getting tips, rebounds, kind of doing a little bit of everything. I thought he was amazing. But we had a lot of guys step up. TJ was great. Obi was great. Shep was great. We just got a lot of different guys stepping up, obviously, with some guys down. So proud of our second unit. We keep talking about our depth, and obviously it's putting it to use today.
Opportunity for a 3-game winning streak here in Charlotte coming up on Friday. What needs to carry over? What needs to improve as you take on the Hornets?
Yeah, just be ready to run, rebound, and be ready to play. Obviously, we get back to 500 basketball, and the plan is to not go back under there. So everybody be ready to play on Friday, and it'll be a good matchup for us.
You talked about wanting to get going with your own shot this year. It seems like a lot of games you still hit one in the clutch. How do you not waver your confidence in those moments and just still be you, still keep it going?
I mean, that's what I do. Just figure out ways to close games. Put guys in the right positions. Obviously, not necessarily playing, to my liking, but just figuring out ways to win right now. I think me playing the way I am and us being 4-4 is a really big deal. So, I think just guys doing a great job keeping me up, and I'm just being who I am, closing games.
Your back bothering you at all during games, or is it not when you're playing?
I'm fine.
What did you kind of just have to work through today? It seemed like the first half was a little bit off, 5 of 7, obviously in the second half. Was there anything that you kind of, just had to get right for you offensively, kind of find a rhythm, find your shots, just get your offense right?
Nah, just offensively keep playing fast. The ball got to come back, and then, just make plays. I think it's all part of it, but just, keep getting paint touches as much as I can and just shooting it with confidence. I mean, I thought it was good in the fourth quarter of being aggressive and making them really defend. But I got to be able to put that together for 48 minutes. So, it's all a process, but I feel like I need to start games better. I feel like I'm finishing games well, but I just got to do a better job starting games aggressive, just getting downhill. But, it's all part of this process.
I want to go back to Jarace. I mean, just tell me more about what impressed you about him on both ends. Just, what did you like about his just defensive performance? Like you said, he obviously stood out on that end, got some big rebounds, and just the variety of the offensive game. Obviously hitting threes, but getting some other shots, and also distributing the ball, playing within the offense. Just what impressed you about him on both ends? And where do you see growth there?
Yeah, I thought defensively he's really good. I think there's a ton of upside on that end, which has obviously been spoken about many times, but that's where he can be really good for us as long as he can stay solid. Thought he had some spurts in the last 2 games, guarding Ingram and guarding Luka, 2 really good players that he's doing. He showed some really good spurts. As long as he stays down, stays in front, He's really solid on that end. So I think I was really proud of the way he defended Wagner tonight. It's not an easy cover by any means. And then I know offensively he made some shots, but just playing the right way. I think that's a big thing.
What impressed you about the overall cohesion they've got going? Just because with that second unit, they've obviously had to shake that up a lot with Aaron being out, and obviously with Isaiah and James. For them all to come together and have that good a performance offensively, just what's impressed you about how they've worked together as a group?
Yeah. No, I think we've had to throw together a lot of different groups, kind of on the fly. Obviously, with our 2 backup bigs getting hurt and Double A being down, we're kind of just figuring it out, honestly. And I think that's a good part about last year, having some injuries and some guys down in the playoffs. We played a lot with Obi and Pascal at the 5 in groups. So, I think we did a great job in preseason of always mixing up our teams and pickup and just figuring out how to play with each other. And obviously, continuity is a big thing for us. So, like I said, I think everybody's just doing a good job stepping up, being ready to play.
What have you thought of what Ben Mathurin's doing this season?
Oh, he's been really good, man. It's really good to have him back on the floor. I think it was downplayed that he wasn't there for us in the playoffs last year. Obviously, really big part of our team, and offensively he's a monster. He is who he is. Gets downhill, can score the ball with the best of them. I'm really liking what he's doing defensively. Obviously, having to guard Luka last game, and then I feel like he's taking on more matchups since he's been put in that starting group. So. It's good to see from him, and just want to see him keep growing every day, and it's all part of the process, but obviously amazing to have him back on the floor.